Hello, how's everybody?
What's up?
Doing
What's up?
great.
Yes, welcome to Elevate the World podcast. We are on episode 6. Can you guys believe that?
Man, it just
Crazy.
started as a thing, and here we are.
Yep.
Here we are.
End of the
Yeah.
year.
Yes. And today we're going to be talking about the year in review. We are just days away from a new year. I can't believe it. And so we're going to kind of review everything that we've kind of been through. I know it's been a really crazy year, I think, for a lot of people. And I just want to start with a quote because everyone gets excited about the new year. If you're a type A personality and you're a goal setter and a planner, like this is one of the most exciting times of the year. So the week between Christmas and New Year's, if you're a planner and you're setting goals, you are loving life. You got your new planner all set up. You got your days in there. You got your new pens and your new pencils, and you're ready to get started on the fresh slate. So the quote I have today is from Vern McClellan, and he's an author, speaker, pastor, broadcaster. And the quote is, "What the new year brings to you will depend a great deal on what you bring to the new year."
Solid.
We get excited and we just automatically think the new year means that things magically are going to happen because the calendar changes. And that's never the case, ever. Ever the case. I used to think like that when I was much younger. I was like, oh, everything's going to be so great. Once it hits midnight, it's a new year, and everything, all the problems, all the issues, everything just magically goes away. But really, honestly, unless you're doing that deep work on yourself, everything is still there at midnight.
100%. 100%. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Nothing changes. Okay, so I don't know if you guys found this, but we have a list of questions that we are going to answer. And guys at home, I encourage you to write these down and answer them yourself.
Very good questions you got here.
Wow. And I found it very challenging to dig deep, to reflect on the past year. Like I said before, we get so excited about the planning of the new year. A lot of times, most people forget to reflect on the past year, the pain, the lessons, the fun, the memories. And digging deep for me, it was really hard. It was really hard to really specifically get that clarity on what was 2021 about. I had to sit here, it had to be quiet, I had to really write some things down. I tend to go all over the place. I want to do all the things. I want to remember all the things, but getting that clarity is really hard. Do you guys find it's hard to get that clarity on what really happened over the past year?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. I like. You can finish, Scotty.
Yeah, because you're kind of like, for me though, like I'm so wrapped up in like the now, like I sometimes like find it difficult to reflect on like what kind of happened. Like when you asked me, like when you sent the questions, I was looking at them and I was like, all right, cool, like you should be fine. And then I actually sat down and wrote it out, and I was like, wait, like it took me like a little bit while to kind of remember like how this year went, because I've been so wrapped up, especially this time of the year too, with things going on. It's always been tough for me to kind of reflect until like, usually when I have a conversation with someone, things can kind of spark it. So I'm glad that we're about to do this on today's episode, because I know when you start with your stuff, with your answers for these questions, it might trigger something for me to remember something. So I'm excited that we can actually like talk out loud. I have a tough time saying it to myself and trying to remember.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
Agree. I totally agree with that. It's not exciting. It's not cool. It's like, it's not exciting to dig up the past year. It's exciting to plan for the new year. So that's why most people don't do it, because it's uncomfortable and it's not exciting. How about you, Prince? I have a feeling you had a easier time than Scotty and I.
Nah, man. I was actually gonna say when I sat down and like to actually write down the questions and to get my answers, I was like, ooh, whoa, man, like dang, I actually forgot this happened, or like some things I was trying to like actually comb through and think of certain events that did happen, and it's like it's been an amazing year, but it's all been a blur at the same time. So I feel like as we go through the podcast, we are going to kind of comb through and even like probably find more stuff than we actually wrote down as we go through it. By the way, Scotty, man, you look like a swagged out Santa Claus, bro. I looked down and I was like, he's got the beard, man, and it's not fake.
Man, for real, Scotty, I think you have a future. When you're like, I don't know how old, maybe we can change the whole. Okay, all those buff ads with Santa really buff. Like Scotty, you could be the new face for real.
You see the
Man.
face. It's funny though because like I am Jewish, so it's like I do have like a lot of holiday spirit going on, but I am Jewish.
Oh, great!
My dad's Catholic. I kind of celebrated both a little bit, but like in our house, like it was always Hanukkah, and then like I would spend the other holidays with my dad's side. But yeah,
very good. Good. All right, so we're going to dig into these questions, okay? So like I said, at home, write these down, take some time to reflect on them and answer them for yourselves. And let us know. Let us know how you did. Let us know if you thought it was easy or if you thought it was challenging. Okay, so the first question, what was the most important lesson you learned this year? And what did you learn about yourself? So I'm going to answer first. So by far, the same lesson that has hit me over the head a million times this year is without a doubt, I need to learn to trust my instinct and my gut. That has hit me over the head multiple times this year. And it's just crazy. It's a reoccurring theme. So finally, I had something happen to me within the past couple of weeks, and I was like, whoa, I need to listen to this. I need to take this a step further because I keep getting hit over the head with the same thing and getting burned and learning that I need to listen to my gut and my instinct. So that by far has been the biggest lesson for me this year. And I would also say like something I learned about myself is, this is so funny, but my love for, and I was talking about this with someone, and I may have mentioned this on the podcast before, my love for the extreme lifestyle of health and fitness. Doing 75 hard this year, I loved it. And doing extreme things, like living an extreme health lifestyle, I'm embracing it. Before I would kind of hide it. People would think I was weird. Like, oh, you like to do what for fun? Yeah, you're not right. But I'm embracing it now. And I've learned that about myself. And then one of the hardest things too that I learned about myself is that I need to, and I feel like everyday life we get out of this, I need to remember more about the relationships that matter and nurture them more, because life tends to just bulldoze over, and we tend, and I knew that I have this past year, tend to kind of put the relationships that are the most important on the back burner when they really should be the ones that are the most important. So, all right. So Scotty, what do you got?
Most important lesson I learned this year was time management. Because going from having multiple jobs, traveling between 2 different jobs, the dog, diet, prepping, nutrition, all that kind of being wrapped up, like my personal training clients and the classes I taught was just like a lot. So like I don't think ever in my entire life I've had a consistent schedule, except for maybe when I was like in school. Wake up at the same time, go to school, football practice, or whatever sport I was in that season, and then come home, eat dinner, do homework, and then do it all over again. But like basically since I moved to LA, like I've worked different gym jobs. I've had 2 to 3 jobs at a time. But then mainly like I sat down and realized this past January was just like, I got to be able to manage my time a lot better. It's making sure I don't stress myself out or like cut myself too close to certain things. So when I get to where I have to be, I'm not just half-assing it. Like whatever I'm doing, whoever I'm coaching, whatever like class I'm teaching, whether it's for Megan, Jax, like I want to make sure I can give my all when I'm there. And if I'm rushing around and like trying to figure things out, like I feel like I'm not in the present too much. So time management was a big lesson for me this year. And what I learned about myself is that I'm like a hot mess. That's basically a great way to put it. I'm a hot mess. So being able to sit down and kind of plan my day. I remember this was, I think you got me into Annie Frisella's podcast. I started listening to it, and it was before I think I became a Legionnaire with First Form. And he always talks about that power list. We talked about that, I think, on the first episode. I talked about making a power list for yourself every morning. Like write down like the most important things you have to get done that day, your most important tasks. And I feel like I've fallen off of that. I was doing really good up to my wedding, and then kind of the wedding, I kind of been like on like a little up and down slope. So I'm definitely going to get back into that. Or I already started doing that. Is make that power list, write down exactly what I need to do every day, most important things get out of the way. So, and those are small victories you can check off every time. And that's what you need to be successful, is like not always have that huge goal. You want to have small goals. And the more you accomplish those small goals, the more you'll feel like you're succeeding. And that'll help you get to that overall goal as well. So time management, knowing I was a hot mess, and then trying to fix that.
Great. I love all that. All right, Prince, what do you have?
Man, I can relate to both of y'all. Both of y'all have very good points. Good lessons learned for sure. I want to say most important lesson I learned this year was setting boundaries and expectations, and just being upfront about things, and also knowing that like there's nothing wrong with prioritizing what's best for you without harming someone else, in a sense. I feel like for me, family is really important. And so I'm always looking out for what's in my best interest or my family's best interest. And I want to help as many people as possible. And I think there was a lot of guilt that came with not setting specific boundaries, and kind of putting myself or my family in like I guess you could say, a difficult situation. So setting boundaries has been a big lesson for me this year. And I feel like it's one of those things that I feel like is going to help me not only elevate, but also help me just overall with people in life. I feel like it's a big one. So yeah, that's my take.
Very good. And what did you learn about yourself during all that, or this year?
I wrote down a lot of things. All right. I'm gonna put this one there, and this is where you guys play a big part in it. One thing that I feel like I learned about myself was that like I do have a gift of connecting with people, and
Yes.
through myself, through fitness, through just trying to like give my intellect and perspective on life and on the world. And for me, that's a complete godsend. And I feel like going out to Maryland, spending time at Timonium at F45, like for me, that was a magic situation. It's always going to be a significant part of my life. And, y'all were right there with me along that journey this year. That was game changing for me. So that's a big thing I feel like I learned about myself through just being around y'all. Y'all helped me, find that out about myself, and the members at F45 Timonium. So shout out to everybody out there. And yeah, that's my biggest one. That's
great.
And, yeah, I'll say on the downside is that I got to practice discipline. Discipline is something that like I believe in, and I'm onto it, and I'm onto things. But then there'll be times where I notice I fall off. You know what I mean? So that's something where I'm like, hey, you got some room for improvement.
Mm.
That's great. And like Jocko says, discipline equals freedom. When you have the discipline, you can do whatever you want to make your life where you want it to go.
Right. It's big, man. Big.
It is big.
Okay, before we move on, I want to just like I said, when we talk about this stuff, it kind of dawns on me. I remember doing a Zoom with Ange during the challenge going on when we were part of the blue team. I think it was our second challenge. And it was one of the members, it might have been Pasqua. She was saying like how much like we play a role like in their life without us realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I definitely learned is that we play such an impact on our clients and our members, and like we don't even realize it sometimes. Like they're always watching us. So, and I feel like I was a lot more engaging on social media this year because of First Form, how they kind of like pushed me into doing that. And it like you don't realize it until you're consistent with it, and then like people like mention to you on the side like months later, like, hey, you helped me get through this, or hey, like you did this for me, and then like you never hear it until like later on, and then you're like, oh my god, like you almost like don't think about that because you're always like, all right, cool, like
in the trenches
of like if yeah, you're in the trenches of it. You're like face to face with someone, and like you don't realize that they're always looking at your Instagram maybe, or they're always like checking things out. Like we are an inspiration for the people that we train every day and that we see every day.
Right.
But that's something I definitely learned, is that I do have that impact, and that makes me grateful, because like that's what I want to do. I want to have an impact on the people that are around me, and I want to make them great as well. But knowing that is also going to make me push even more for them.
Yeah, and I want to just touch on this too, that I'm glad that both of you definitely have come into who you are and realize that you are real, you are authentic, you are, so that this is who you are, and you guys do that without even knowing it and not even trying. It's just who you are. Like you both were designed to help people become better. So I love that this year, because I've spent a year with you guys. I love
Man,
that this year you both have really realized your power and have come into it to embrace it, but also stay humble at the same time, but also realize that you guys have a gift and you're able to give it, and you let it shine. And so I'm happy for both of you that you both have realized that about yourselves, because that's a big job. You know, that's a lot of pressure. But when you're real and that's who you are, it just flows organically. So I just wanted to put that out there for you both. Definitely. And
okay,
I've seen you both grow a lot this year. Definitely, both of you. You are two totally different people than when I met, December last year. And it's been really fun and rewarding to watch you guys grow into who you are. So,
And you've helped
all right.
us along that way.
man, yeah, for real. Thank you, and definitely helped
Oh,
toward that. And I feel like you've been seasoned, already in the game, just getting better. You know what I mean? So
well, I'm happy to be along this journey with you guys. So, all right, moving on.
Before we start crying.
I know, right? Okay, put the emotional stuff. You guys know me, no emotion, just keep going. No, get going. All right, so what new skill did you learn this year? And guys, I have nothing to report. I have not learned a new skill. Thinking about this, I now have an idea that I need to do this yearly. I think learning a new skill, it gives you so much value and love and fun and all these good things. You grow in so many ways. You step outside your comfort zone. I did none of this in 2021. So I've already started to think about what new skill I'm going to learn in the new year. Okay, so I'm just being totally transparent. Could not think of anything. All right, Scotty, what do you have?
Hands down is nutrition. I was basically, when I got into first form, that was their biggest thing. At first, when I got into first form, I just wanted to make some extra side money, kind of like a little side hustle. And it turned into way more than I expected it to be. It turned into doing weekly videos, training, just every training video I watched had a multiple choice at the end, but it just talked how important nutrition was, protein, macros, and carbs, which what helped me, and then learning that from you as well, like when we did a challenge and stuff like that. So that was like a huge thing. I feel like that was one thing I was missing in my arsenal, was nutrition, because I've worked with all different types of members and clients, from beginners to professional athletes. Like I've worked with almost everybody. And I feel like there was always something kind of missing. And I knew a little bit about like what to eat, what not to eat, what to stay away, kind of like stuff like that. But like, I didn't realize how important of a role was. Like I was not seeing any change in my body for years, and I was training super intense all the time and sticking to programs, everything. And then one thing I was just always lazy was my nutrition. So I feel like that has been my new skill, how to get results, become healthier. And it's just not always about the working out aspect.
Very good. And now that I think about it, now that you say that, Scotty, I don't know if this would count as for me, but those bikini poses on stage are hard as hell. Can I
Nah,
count that
that
as a
looks
new
challenging.
skill?
That's 100% a skill.
Yeah, that stuff definitely looks challenging. Like I tried to flex yesterday in a video and I almost got a cramp. It looked nasty
Yeah.
on the video. Like
Okay. And okay, so yes, I will tell you the turns, the angles, creating an illusion of what you want judges to see is crazy. I can say that I'm actually getting good at it, but maybe we'll count that as my skill. Maybe. Let's just say that. Let's just say
Hey,
that.
I was trying to check my back out this morning, go to the shower, and I just like cramped up. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, all right, I'll do that. I don't know how y'all hold that position for like 20 seconds.
All right, Prince, you're up. And I will say, check out Prince's Instagram. We'll get all that at the end because I want those leg lines, man. I want those leg lines.
Man, that's been a skill.
Man.
Like, dude, no lie, Ange, I put a lot of time into my legs. Appreciate
man.
The appreciation.
All right, when we this weekend, I need you to send me your leg routines. I
got you. I got a lot I do, but I got you, of course.
All right, what was your new skill, Prince?
So, I'll say a couple new skills. One of the biggest ones is just navigating business, navigating like marketing and how to put yourself out there. Video editing has been a skill that I've like kind of like stumbled upon that I really, really enjoy, and I can do some really cool things and I put the time into it. Time management has been a new skill. Organization has been a new skill. And truly applying it. Financial wisdom, you know what I mean? That's been something that's been gained, and that's definitely like I can see it, you know. But I'll say overall biggest skill probably would be patience and staying calm. Biggest skill overall in all situations. And that I feel like that just strengthens so many relationships at work, with family, you know, as a father, with myself even, you know what I mean? So internally, which always helps the external. So yeah, that'd be the biggest one.
And, you know, a lot of people think that things like patience or organization or communication, like these are skills that take time. No one is born. Yes, some of us have talents that we're born with naturally, but these are skills that like we put time into do. People put time into becoming a good communicator or patience. Like it takes work, just like trying to lose weight. It really does. You have to put the time in the practice, just like if you're trying to change your body. Absolutely.
100%. 100%.
Right.
Yeah, patience is so huge. Just like being able to just like stop and think and be like, all right, like what's going on right now? Like figure out the situation before just kind of like, but you said like, and you were like, listen to your gut. Like, you know, sometimes I go with that. And like, I think of it's more of like an instinct to kind of, when I say, listen to my gut, and I feel like I got to like make the decision now, like you don't have to, you know, just take your time, just relax, like think out the scenario, think out the situation.
Breathe.
Breathe. Like there's been plenty of times where I've had a PT client and they've said something like some outlandish things, and I'm just like, all right, just cool. And then like we'll kind of like I'll break it down, boom, 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 and then like, oh, like thank you for like explaining it that way. And just I don't want to go in detail about that specific client, but like
patience.
Patience. It's a virtue. 100%.
Right. All right, let's move on. What new habits did you start this year? So by far, and again, I can go back to 75 Hard for helping me with this habit. By far, the best new habit is going outside and walking for 30 minutes to 45 minutes every day, no matter the weather. That has been a game changer for me. In my mind, in my body, in my patience, in me being able to be more calm, because you guys know I'm a kill the weights right now. So just stopping and taking that time for myself, whether someone comes with me or not, it's still a really good time. So that has been a wonderful new habit that I started this year. I started that habit in August, and it has been a game changer. So how about you, Scotty?
I have a couple. The one I'm going to start off with first, like I said, after the wedding, I kind of like fell off a little bit, but food tracking has been one thing that really helped me reach my goals that I needed. And it's calorie counting, basically, just making sure I'm getting my protein in, I'm not going over my carbs, getting my fats in, because like they are so important. That I feel like that's been a really good, healthy habit that I started, especially from doing the F45 challenge and the first form challenges. Those really, when you do something, it takes what they say 21 days to create a habit, right? So 3 weeks. So it's doing that for a couple months. Like I still weigh out my yogurt, I still weigh out like my protein, stuff like that. So that's been a great new habit. Making sure I go to bed earlier. I was notorious of going to bed super late and then get maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And then like every like month and a half, I would just get super sick and kind of just like fall apart and feel like just destroyed. So being more mindful of like, all right, cool, it's like 8 o'clock, like start doing your stuff, start getting ready for bed. You got to be up in about like 8 hours. So then going to bed earlier has been super beneficial. It stinks because like me and Megan work opposite schedules, but we make it work. Her days off, my days off, so we make the most of it. And then not drinking as much. That was a big one in 2021, because 2020, like when COVID went down, like me and Megan definitely always said we were the ones that kept Corona in business. we were having some fun at the beginning of quarantine. But like definitely I was like, this isn't helping me get to my goals. This isn't making me a healthier person. And then I also want to make sure like I'm not coaching my members and be like, all right, yeah, you shouldn't drink, you shouldn't do that. Meanwhile, I'm over here like drinking a couple beers before I go to bed. Like, no, like you have to practice what you preach.
The walk. Yep.
Walk the walk, talk the talk. Exactly. So food tracking, going to bed and cutting out that alcohol, just maybe doing it on like occasions or stuff like that has been my new habits that I created for myself this year.
Nice. All right, Prince, what about you?
I got a lot of things on this list. I'm only gonna put a few out there though, just for time's sake.
I knew he would have more interest than us, Scotty. I knew
he's probably got like 20 pages of
he's
like, man, I got a couple. I've been flipping through stuff. Yeah,
you gotta find the right page for this.
Nah, man. All right. So one thing I'll say, Scotty, piggybacking off of what you said, dude, was going to bed early. That's something I'm still working on. I'm gonna be transparent about that, dude. Like I want to say this entire week as a collective, I've probably gotten maybe 12 hours of sleep throughout this entire week as a collective. All right. So that's just me being real. And it's just like, it's not a bad thing right now. It's not good, but it's not a bad thing because like I know there's a lot of things I'm getting done that I'm trying to pretty much create like a slingshot effect where, I'm sacrificing a little bit more now so that, I can make things better in the future. But that said, that's something I'm working on. But I want to say 2 new habits that I'm going to throw out there is one is being thankful for something new every day, even when I feel like the situation isn't changing or something, or like, like just being thankful for something new, like just really, really counting blessings, man. Like I took a walk yesterday and it was just like, yo, this is a beauty, man. Like having an able body and legs that work, that's a blessing. Like, and to not take that lightly. The other thing would be making every day count consistently toward my mission. Like no days wasted, even if it's a rest day, even if I'm not even if I'm at home, like making it count toward my mission. Family's a big thing for me. So, on my days at home, making sure I'm present, making sure I'm doing something to create memories, even if we are just chilling, you know what I mean? Like really making everything count on the days that I am working where, like I'm working at my job and then I'm putting, steps toward and deposits toward, my own thing and just everything else, working toward 3'd Up individuals, elevate the world, train like Prince, and investing in my kids, so all that stuff. So making everything count toward a mission. Moving every day. That was a small one, but moving every day, even if it's a rest day, I'm walking, doing something. Yeah, but biggest one would be being thankful and making every day count.
All right, very good. All
Oh, yeah.
right, I'm gonna jump around a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna change gears just a little bit. Okay,
Oh,
from us to what were some of the worldly events that impacted us. Okay, so positive and negative. So let's jump to that. So I'll start. So one of the most positive world events. Now, let me just start by saying, when it comes to the news, I really am picky on what I listen to. Okay, because 2021, it was be the peace that you desire. So like that was my whole value of 2021, and applying that to like the news. I really have to be careful what comes in. Is it going to invade my peace? Is it, what's it going to do, for this peace that I'm protecting? Because we all know like the state of the world and different things that are going on that are impacting all of us. So one of the positive things that really stood out to me this year was Simone Biles. Okay, she got a lot of, I guess it was a big controversy that, she said, hey guys, I need to pump the brakes. I need to step away from this Olympics. Right now, we're in the middle of it. I got to step away. I can't be there for my team. I'm dealing with too much pressure, mental health. And she really brought that I believe, for professional athletes or any athletes, really brought that to the front, because it's really rare that we have somebody that is such a icon or on a pedestal, or someone the world is watching, to totally put a halt on probably one of the most important athletic events in her life, to say, hey, I need to take care of myself first, and this isn't happening. So I think that was a positive for the world, to say, hey guys, everyone, they're human. Like everyone is human. Everybody is dealing with certain things. Let's have some understanding, and let's have some kindness for even the most popular athletes, even the people that we think are, unstoppable. So I really feel like that was a really good thing for the world. And, I think she handled it, the best that she could. So that's something that really stuck out. Negative for me personally has to be all the violence in the world. Again, I don't listen or really let any of that into my world, but I want to do things that help change it. I want to get more kindness out there and talk to people about, hey, this is how we can all be together. We are all human. We all share so much. And the violence in the last year really has been something that, has been on my heart and my mind a lot. So that would be for me with the world. How about you, Scotty? What are some positive and negatives for you?
It's really tough to find a lot of positive that came, I would say, the past couple of years, only because how divided the media has made everybody when it comes to politics, COVID, vax, non-vax, and then same thing, like when people are talking about their mental health, and like Simone Biles, like just, I thought it was great for her to do, but then you get all like everyone just is just like attacking her for like, how could you do that? Blah, blah, blah. Like how, like, why does that matter so much for you as an individual when someone else is worried about their health? You know what I mean? Like it's the Olympics. Like what is, what are you getting from that? Like if she performs or doesn't perform, and like all these people like, oh, like how are you going to do that? Like your teammates, yeah, like her teammates supported her 100%, like everything like that. So to be honest, like I wrote negative, and I was like, COVID was the big like negative, just mainly because how it affected gyms and how uh basically stopped us. Like I had to force to move to Maryland. I had to like change my whole like future plans of what me and Megan were gonna do. You know what I mean? And then we like, kind of had to restart from here. I feel like in a positive way, it has connected me with you guys, which is amazing. So basically, a lot of the things that have been negative, some like definitely there's been positives to come out of it. And I also feel like a positive with COVID and affecting the gyms has also brought people back and kind of in full force as well. Like obviously people fell off, but like now you get to help so many more people kind of start their journey over again, because everyone put their journey on pause or had to restart completely. So it's been great to really, because I love watching people start from zero and then work their way up and get stronger as the years, the months, as everything goes by. So I think that's been a huge positive stemming off of all the negative. But yeah, like the media and everything like that, I try not to look at it. I try to unfollow a lot of stuff on Instagram. I can't take it, because sometimes I'll read the comments and like, yo, I'll talk to Megan. I'm like, how are people this angry? Like, how are people like this mean? Like, are these
Dude,
people just that bored where they can just like troll and like say this kind of stuff, or do these people really mean it? And it just blows my mind how you can have that much hate for something or someone. Yeah,
Agree.
so this year's been definitely rough, and I feel like the people that have been striving, like, good for you, because it hasn't been easy for anybody. So just keep
Yeah.
doing what you're doing, and if you're still having trouble and you're still like on that negative path, like look for someone, like reach out to us, like we're
Mhm.
here for you. You know what I mean? Surrounding yourself with more positivity, surrounding yourself with people
Yes.
that you want to be around that are going to help push you further is, I think, super key. So
Yeah.
hearing someone talk negative all the time it's rough. You know what I mean? But if you could help them see the better picture, like you can help them as well. Like, don't be like, all right, cool, you can't be in my life because all you talk about is like negativity. Well, first try to change them, and if change doesn't come from it, then maybe reevaluate.
Yeah. And to touch on that, Scotty, everyone should, it's a great time of year to, who are your top 5? Evaluate your top 5 people that you spend most of the time with. If you look at that, will surely be the reflection on you. Okay. Financially, socially, emotionally, spiritually, like who do you surround yourself with? And I believe as you grow, okay, it's sad. And I'm not saying like drop your friends, but you will notice that the people that aren't growing with you will fall behind, will drop off from your life. And then, totally. And that is just, the universe will make that happen for you. Absolutely. All right, Prince, what do you have?
I'll say like the negative overall would just be violence and the divide. You know what I mean? Like I definitely feel both of y'all on what y'all said, especially what you said, Scotty, about like just all the stuff you see on the internet, from vaccines to this and that to politics, all that stuff, man. Like, and I try not to feed my spirit with that, because I'm about unity. So you know what I mean? Like, I would say unity is a positive. Like when you see certain groups come together that you wouldn't even think will come together, stuff like that. I feel like that's a positive. And I just
Definitely.
try to count every day positive, man. Like, even with the negative, I just like consider it an opportunity to grow or learn something and develop a new method to apply in life. So yeah, as far as like the news and all that stuff, I try not to chime in, just because, you got to watch what you feed your spirit. And, a lot of times, if not all the time, if it's not helping you positively, or, it's more so taken from you, you know what I mean? So, or it's filled by that could be filled.
Okay. So if you could describe the year 2021 in 5 words or less,
Ooh, that was
what would it be? So mine by far, 2021, in all my years, this year has been the biggest year for my personal growth, believe it or not. Like sitting back and thinking about all the events that happened for me, with me, like just thinking back about the person that I was this time last year, personal growth by far. And, if you're out there and you're like, well, I do deep work on myself, I really take it, I really do deep work. Just when you think that you have it all figured out, doesn't the universe shift it and teach you 10,000 more lessons in 365 days? Like that's what happened to me. Like I've always done work on myself, and kind of had the mindset of, oh yeah, like I'll just keep working on myself. And then the universe just dished out so much to me in 2021 as far as my personal growth goes. And it's been pretty cool. It hasn't all been fun, but it has, now that I sit back and look at everything that was for me or took me through. Like, it's pretty cool. Like that by far, 2021 has been a huge year of personal growth for me. Huge. So that would be how I would describe it. Scotty, how about you?
Hell of a ride. It's just been a hell of a ride. It's had its ups, it's had its downs. Like I said, like new gym, new positions, new responsibilities,
New
marriage. Yep.
Right, bro.
It's all played like a huge part in everything. So being able to kind of go into each one of those tasks and those responsibilities, like those moments, it's been, because you still have your job. Like, all right, yeah, I was getting married, but like I couldn't like completely stop everything either. You know what I mean? Like I still like knew like I had to get stuff done like leading up to it. And then like, yeah, I had to like the day or 2 days off, but like boom, came right back into it. Like we didn't go on a honeymoon, we came right back to work. So being able to manage all the changes, all of like the emotions, stuff like that going on. It's like I said, it's been a hell of a ride. It's basically a roller coaster. Kind of, you have your ups, you have your downs, but as long as you can stay on the right path and like slowly be working up, getting 1% better every day, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that. So many, and if I had to throw another word, I would say emotional emotions. Lots of emotions in the past year, definitely.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah, Prince, what about you?
I put it's been a game changer. Been game changing. It's like this year I feel like has revealed a lot. It's challenged me. It's changed me. It's been amazing. And at the same time, going back to what we said in the beginning, and it's all been a blur that I've been able to kind of collect some things from. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's been a game changer for sure, but in a great way. This year is definitely, I've grown a lot, like to where I even view myself differently. And I feel like that's some of the biggest growth you can get right there. So it's been a game changer.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's have a little fun with the year. Okay, and let's talk about the most interesting moment of 2021.
Um,
I want to see if you guys can top mine. Okay, so this summer, I still can't believe this. This summer, you know me, I'm up before the sun. When I'm at the beach, you know, I watch, you know, every sunrise, I see every sunrise at the beach. And I'm getting ready to go out to see the sunrise. Okay. And I catch a guy breaking into a condo, call the police, and they catch him red-handed.
Oh yeah. Good
that probably
job.
was good to see though, right?
Catch him. I see him climb up the front of the building, which by the way, I was super impressed by his pull-ups. You guys would have been, his muscle ups, you would have been
Yeah, I was
proud.
like, that was muscle up game all day. Assassin's Creed on him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watched him break in, had the police on the phone, and the police came just as he was walking. By the way, this condo was occupied. The owners were sleeping. Literally, he's coming down the steps and the police meet him and arrest him on the spot. What are the chances of that happening?
That's
I mean,
wild.
that's likely been the sunset or the sunrise. But man, that's
I mean, do I have a future in, you know, in police force? I mean, maybe I should leave this fitness thing. They offered me an application. I said, I just don't know. I think I'm good.
That's great.
I don't know. Dang, you'd be a cool cop too. I don't know.
Right?
You're really nice though, Ed. You're a badass, but you're really nice.
Well, guarantee nobody would run from me because I'd catch them, right? I mean, I got that on my side.
Well, it's funny because I forgot when I was getting the tires changed on my truck. I took my keys off from my apartment and I left them in the apartment. I came back from work and I was walking up the steps. I was like, before I even took my keys out or anything, I was like, I don't know, my keys. I was like, crap. And I had to scale up my building to get to over my balcony.
Oh, bro.
And I walk
Okay.
in and then I walk out with Jax and maybe people recognize me, maybe no one saw me. It was like 7:30, like 8 o'clock at night, but like no one called the cops or anything on me. So I don't know how that makes you feel.
I know, right? How's that make you feel? You're like, okay, guys.
I was
well,
ready for the cops to show up.
Develop a new skill. That's how I
It
feel
actually
about
scared me because like we leave the sliding door unlocked because in case that happens. Or I'm like, who would ever climb up the like, don't get me wrong, I don't think anyone else would be able to, but no.
I saw it firsthand happen. Super impressed with his athletic ability. And actually, guys, him getting arrested led to a few other robbery cases being cracked.
That's amazing. Look at that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, is there a reward for this? I mean, did couple like $100 maybe?
That would have been cool.
You get a pat on the back.
But I will say the couple that was in the condo did, I mean, literally, they expressed so much gratitude with me. I mean, tears in a grown man's eyes because he was scared out of his mind, which I understood. They were very gracious and grateful, and I'm glad I could do my service because I like to take care of my beach and my and the surroundings. Like it's my place as far as my most peaceful place that I go to, and I don't got time for nobody breaking into anything. So.
Man, how stuff like that is like it's a daily deposit into the positivity in the world, and whether you get it back or not, you still gave that contribution. So
yeah, and I hope that young gentleman, he was like in his early 20s, had a drinking problem. I hope that he's getting help. So maybe by that happening to him, he's changing the path of his life. Is what I'm going to hope, and what I'm going to hope for. Yeah. All right, Scotty, top that.
I'm honestly the most exciting thing that happened to me was definitely getting married. Having someone.
Okay, you did top that then. Okay.
Kind of cheap route, but definitely like having like someone that you can know that you want to spend the rest of your life with, and that they want to spend the rest of their life with me. It's like you kind of like look back at it, you're like, wow, like whatever it took to get here, and the sacrifices that we made for each other, and how much we've adapted to each other has just been really game changing for myself. Megan's changed me in so many ways, but that maybe she might not realize it, but like she definitely has. I don't know if she's been trying to do it. I know like they say like your spouse can like slowly manipulate you into something. I don't think she is, but it's like it's helped, and I feel like it's helped me become more responsible. She calls me out on things, but I love her, and it's been something I can truly say has been one of the most exciting days, and so far the most exciting end of the year of my life so far. So it's been great.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, man, you won.
Yeah, you won. All right, Prince, can you top Scotty's? Come on.
Nah, I don't know. All I'm gonna say is this: this is a really exciting thing for me and my daughter. So we moved to Maryland, right? We happened to move there on the 17th year where the cicadas come out. So like for me, like I've never experienced anything like that where they're so abundant. You know what I mean? Like, and my daughter was tripping out when we were going to the zoo, and like, when we go down, it was just, that was a very interesting event of the year for me. Just being honest. Because
I like that. I really like that. Now I've had the fortunate experience of living through that already. So we won't get into numbers and years and doing the math. Okay. We don't need to worry about that. But yes. So when I was little, we used to make cages for them and catch them and put them in the cages.
Oh, it's that nice.
The radio station used to talk about fried cicadas. And they used to eat them, catch up.
Well, we used to dare each other to eat them.
Raw or cooked?
Oh, raw. And I dared Scotty.
No,
I dared Scotty, and he turned it down.
I probably would have too.
Yeah.
Have you ever ate ranch?
Do what?
Have you ever ate one before?
No, but they do. Someone I know did make them chocolate covered, and if I had access to a chocolate covered cicada, I would eat it.
Fair enough.
I would take that dinner in a second. Yeah. All
Good
right,
enough.
here's the last question. Okay, so what are your intentions for the new year? So, okay, we dug deep into ourselves. So now let's take a breather and look ahead at the year ahead. One thing that keeps coming to me in 2021, be the peace that you desire kept coming to me over and over and over again. So something that is coming to me all the time now, I believe it's a sign that this is what I need to take into the new year is if it doesn't serve you, it doesn't deserve you. So Prince, you kind of touched on that a little bit, but that's really going to be the intention that I'm going to live by coming into the
Mhm.
new year. If it doesn't serve me, it doesn't deserve me. And this can be from a food that I choose, your choice, a situation. You can apply that, and I'm going to apply that to all areas of my life. So that's really going to be the intention. And I'm still going to keep be the peace that you desire. I'm still going to keep that into the new year as well, because the word peace keeps coming to me. So I feel that, you know, that needs to be another year of that for sure. All right, Scotty.
My intentions for 2022. So I started writing it out first. I was like, be more available, like for members, stuff like that, be more available. But then I just remember the conversation I had with Megan is that I feel like I put myself second too much. And I feel like that may become the downfall of me. I just had like, I don't know, I was just like reflecting one day and I just like, I feel like I like, especially this year, and I'm not, I don't regret it in any way. I feel like I've given so much this year. And I feel like I've kind of just been putting myself on the back burner for a little bit. So I want to keep that as, I want to keep be more available for members because I want to be able to be more engaged, be more like just helping them. I want to help them no matter what. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. He
But
liked
I
your
want to be able to,
answer.
right? I want to be able to put myself first and like put in the work that I need to so I can give more. You know what I mean? So it's like putting myself and my family first, like making sure Megan's happy, happy wife, happy life. I can say that finally. Um, so making sure that she's happy, Jax is happy, that will make me happy, and that my happiness will then spread to others, which will help me be more available and more engaging with them. And then
Oh,
also
I love
just,
that.
and then also be more organized because, like I said, I'm a hot mess.
Well, to touch on that, Scotty, so many people think that taking time for themselves is
Self,
wrong. And it's
yeah,
not.
no.
Like, you've got to take care of if you don't take care of yourself, no one else is going to. And by taking care of yourself, you are becoming the best version of you to give to others. And I speak for parents, for women, for mothers who always, you know, they always put themselves on the back burner when really they need to be taking care of themselves so they can really be the best wife, you know, the best parent, whatever situation, just be the best you. And that involves taking care of yourself. So I love that you put that out there because it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. I mean, you
Mhm.
have to be selfish in some areas to give to others. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, Prince, what are your intentions for the next year?
Got a lot, but I'll give two. I would say to really reach the world through social media and just through my daily interactions. Like I said, don't waste anything. You know what I mean? So make every video count, every podcast, every conversation. You know, whatever it is. And then just to do things that I once thought were impossible. You know what I mean? Like really like you know, and it's not even because they're like physically impossible, just like they were impossible because I didn't believe that I could achieve them. So that's what I'm on this year.
Oh, I
So
love that.
a lot.
A lot. And a quote that I keep seeing that I've actually shared with a few people is write it in your heart that every day is the best day of the year.
Hmm.
Isn't that great? And that I think that falls in line with that making
No,
every day the best day.
It's nice. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked about a lot. I hope that everybody at home wrote down these questions, and you're going to ask yourself these questions and really do that deep work. And it's hard. You got to dig deep, really like have that clarity. It takes time. It takes concentration to have that clarity about yourself. And it's uncomfortable because a lot of people don't like to really pull up like things that were lessons or the past, or they're could be embarrassed if something didn't go their way, but you really got to take that time, like no regrets, take them into lessons. One of my, okay, here's a fun fact. I love the Jersey Shore. Don't judge me. My favorite show, guilty pleasure, Jersey
That
Shore.
show's dope.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Judging you so hard.
That's because he's from
So,
Jersey. That's why he's mad.
None of those people are from Jersey.
No, they're not.
None of them are
I love them.
Really from it?
And
I mean, I just watched the show when I was younger. Sorry, Andy.
they're my friends. Okay, Scotty, don't talk about my friends that way. Okay. So I'm going to end our wrap up of the year in 2021 by another quote by The Situation, turning our losses into lessons.
I like it. I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay, Scotty. So he has a good quote, so you can't be that judgmental.
I'll take it.
All right. What are we working out to? Okay, now, what are we working out to? I know everybody is going to be making their playlists coming up. Big workout year. January is the biggest month for fitness in the year. So this song I actually share with people. Okay, now, of course, it's heavy rock and roll for me.
Hey.
But guys, what I suggest is if you're going to listen to this song, well, first off, we don't censor our songs. So if you're listening to our songs, please, do your own censoring. Make sure you're not listening to it around small children. There could be bad words. But I share this song with people and ask them to listen to the words, because if you're feeling unmotivated or you're feeling like somebody's trying to push you down and not let you achieve something, or stopping you from believing in yourself, you've got to listen to Lift Me Up by Five Finger Death Punch. Yes. Listen to the words. Don't just judge it as death metal, because it's not. Okay. It's actually, and Lift Me Up, it's actually a very uplifting song. So check it out. All right, Scotty, what do you got?
I always take the dirty deep house route. Dom Dalla, it's called Take It. It's just it came on one of the mixes I played the other day, and I don't know, it's something back when my festival days in Vegas. Me and my friends used to call it the stank face. And just like when like you get like this beat that's just like kind of like dirty, we're just like you make that like stank face, but it's like,
yeah.
You sure you don't like the Jersey Shore, Scotty? I think you're going to be a closet crew member of that. I think that I could see you in the club with Pauly D. See?
Oh, I would show them a thing or two. Don't worry. I beat that floor up.
Yes, see? You know what?
Hey, DJ
Closet
Stankface.
Yeah.
I watched like the first season. We used to make it a ritual to watch that, and we were like, "Oh, this is terrible." We actually knew people, like some of the security guards and some of the people that like got into fights. Like we actually knew those people that happened in Seaside. I just had to stop watching it.
I'll continue watching it in 2022. All right, Prince, what do you got?
So I got Rage Against the Machine, Mic Check.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. One of the best concerts I ever went to. Rage and Wu-Tang. Best concert I ever went to.
Together?
Yeah.
Together.
What?
That's wild.
What year was that?
Yes.
You don't mind sharing?
Oh gosh.
Come on, like, cause
that was probably in. Oh, hold on. Decline. Hold on. Are we back? Okay, sorry, my phone. That was probably back in either 1999, if I had to pick. 98 or 99.
Dang. That's crucial.
Yep.
You got a chance to experience that.
I did. Maybe I'll share some of my other concert experiences as we go along on this podcast. But
Yeah,
in the
that's
meantime, you can catch me at Ange Fit on Instagram. Scotty, where can we find you?
Instagram, Sky the Body, 3 Dope Individuals.
Okay, Prince.
Train Like Prince and 3 Dope Individuals on all platforms.
All right. And Prince, do you have any closing words for us? I know YouTube, Elevate the World podcast on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. All right, Prince, if you could leave us with anything, ending the year, going into a new year, what are your words of wisdom?
Invest in you. Invest in you, because it's not selfish. When you invest in you, you're going to invest in what you care about, which is people, the people you care about, the causes, your mission, all of that. So invest in you, whatever that may be.
I just wrote that down. Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
So, I feel like that goes with my intention as well for 2022. So that's perfect.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you guys for a wonderful year, and cheers to 2022 and more podcasts, more growth, more friendship, more relationships, more fun, more joy, more peace, just for us and the world in general. And I'm looking forward to what we have in store.
All right, let's do this.
Yes. So
see y'all next year.
Yeah. Yes, that never gets old, Scotty. Never gets old.
It's almost like taking a plane, but it's weird. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Never.
See you next year, world.
Never gets old. Never gets old. See you next year.
Peace.
Deuces.